Warning, we sometimes use swear words on this podcast. We're on cue.
I'm Liz. I'm a music supervisor.
I'm Trish. I'm a film director, and we are going to dish about music and movies and life.
And we're here in San Diego.
We are in gorgeous San Diego this week.
Thank you for coming down.
This is Liz's turf we're on, and it's absolutely paradise down here.
We're sat outside, and it couldn't be a nicer day. Lots of sunshine, blue skies, like when we were in Underworld.
Yeah, it's perfect temperature. Your home is so quiet and peaceful compared to my home. There's like no helicopters, no airplanes, no traffic, no roosters.
You know what? We have a 9-year-old that keeps it pretty lively most of the time, and he's being very quiet right now.
He's being quiet. You've got 3 dogs, but they're very well behaved.
They're being very good.
As we move into what is honestly my favorite season of the year, October, spooky season, the dark days of fall and winter in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going to turn a little dark this week.
We are. I love this time of year. Halloween wasn't a big thing for us in the UK growing up, but it's such a huge thing here, isn't it? So I don't have it ingrained in me, but I do enjoy it every year.
Is it growing on you?
It is growing on me. I'm not as witchy as you. I'm kind of not happy about who I have to be for Halloween this year.
Who are you going to be for Halloween?
We're all going to be characters from Harry Potter. Oliver's Harry Potter.
Sure.
Kathleen is Hermione Granger.
Okay.
I am Ron Weasley with a ginger wig.
I think that's perfect. I cannot wait to see you as Ron Weasley.
Really? It's like I always have to be the bloke. Last year I was Gomez from the Addams Family. I don't want to be the bloke every year. I've got a bad ginger wig. You'll probably see it because we'll be in LA at this party.
Oh, great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. As we go dark, both literally at the time of year and figuratively, we figured it would be nice to score or create the soundtrack to a funeral. And in particular, Liz's funeral. So Liz, as you're an expert at finding just the right song for just the right moment and creating just the right mood and telling just the right story through music, what better story to tell than Liz's death, the celebration of her life, which is now over, the putting of her into the ground or into the crematorium? I don't know. We're going to have to discuss all of these things. And basically, you're going to create the soundtrack to your funeral.
I am. So we're going to do my dream funeral.
Yeah, your dream funeral. So I'm going to ask you a few questions because I think context is everything. As we know, as filmmakers, context and character and story, it's all very important. So let's begin. Let's get some context for your dream funeral. First of all, Liz, how did you die?
Well, I wanted to have something really dramatic, like I was trampled by donkeys.
Sure.
Or something like that.
Well, given that you're going to have a donkey sanctuary someday, that doesn't seem that far-fetched.
No, but I think it might be painful.
Well, it definitely would be painful.
So I don't think I want a painful... If I can choose the way I'm going to die, even though I'd kind of love the donkeys there, I don't think I want to be trampled by them. Yeah. So I'm going to be pretty boring with how I want to die. I want to die pain-free, in my sleep, on my bed, with Katie Lou, Oliver, and my dogs with me. As I'm dying, full disclosure now, I am going to be full on tears for the first half of my funeral with my music. I do want everyone to cry.
Okay, you're going to pull some...
I'm pulling some big emotions here on these tracks.
Fair.
And that's what I'm doing. It will change, but I'm just, bear with me.
All right.
So I'm on the bed. The Sun's Gone Dim and the Sky's Gone Black by Johan Johansson is playing. It will send me off to sleep because it's so beautiful.
You haven't really told us how you die. You've told us where you're dying. Is this a
Old
death
age.
with dignity thing?
I'm old, very old, probably 104.
My question is, like, are you going to be like, cue the Johan Johansson track, I'm on my way out? Or is Katie Lou going to know to do it?
I think I might give her a nudge because she's a death doula. So I think she will know when it's getting close to the end, and maybe she just has it on repeat.
That would be so hardcore if that song was on repeat for like 2 weeks while you were just piecing out. All right, so it's playing. Everybody's on the bed, including the dogs.
And the dogs are on there, and then I go into the mystic.
I want to cry right now. Okay, now, before this has happened, has there been like a last meal?
Oh, yes, there has. So I'm going to start with an East Side cocktail before dinner, several of those. Then I think I'm going to do an English roast dinner, probably roast lamb or pork, all the trimmings, roast potatoes, cauliflower cheese, red cabbage, roast Brussels sprouts, carrots. Dessert, I'm going to do chocolate lava cake with vanilla ice cream.
Wow.
Because I do love that. And a nice bottle of Napa Cab.
That sounds great.
You can come.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Because you'll still be, I mean, you're younger than me.
Not really.
Yeah. You'll be there.
I'll be all of 104 minus 2 days. Okay, so you've had this fabulous dinner. You have died surrounded by your loved ones in bed painlessly with Johan Johansson playing. Let's cut to the funeral itself.
Okay.
First of all, where is the funeral?
So the funeral is, I mean, it's going to be a big event.
Sure.
It's in a forest.
Oh.
Yeah. I would like...
I did not picture that.
Kathleen knows nothing about this, so it's going to be a bit of a shock and a lot for you to pull off. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, Kathleen, you better get ready. This is going to take some planning. We might be 60 years out, but it might take 60 years.
So we're in a forest. I want lots of white flowers.
Okay.
Everyone to bring all their pets, any animals, donkeys, horses, chickens. All welcome. All my dogs will be there. There'll be a big sound system. This is very important.
Sure.
A big sound system in the forest.
Now, wait, I want to go back to the animals for a second. Are you interested in having, you know how in some cultures they have like wailing women that come that are like basically for hire. And in New Orleans, they'll hire musicians to do like a death march. Do you want animals for that express purpose to show up who may not have known you personally, but are like mercenary funeral animals?
I think so. If their owners would like to bring them and it's not going to be too emotional and too hard for them. Absolutely. I mean, I've got a big forest area laid out here.
So you're going to need some woodland friends.
I'd love some woodland friends to stroll around. People love to pet an animal.
Yeah.
And I think it would just make everyone feel a little more relaxed.
I think that's a great idea. All right, so here we are in the forest, surrounded by white flowers and woodland creatures. What are we doing next? And there's a huge sound system.
So there's two sections. There's the area for the actual funeral.
Okay.
And then there's the after party, which needs a lot of space.
Okay.
Before I come in, there's a couple of tracks playing. Again, still, this is full on going for the tears.
Yeah.
Soon It Will Be Fire by the Hypnotic Brass Ensemble with Moses Sumney. It's like 9 minutes. That's get the crowd.
Yeah, that's very
in the right mood.
Mm-hmm.
And then This Bitter Earth by Clyde Otis, Max Richter, and Dinah Washington.
This bitter earth, well, what the fruit it bears,
which I love. So both very big emotional songs. That's playing whilst everyone's waiting for me to come down the aisle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are they seated on the ground,
yeah, they're all
on
seated.
blankets in chairs?
Yeah, lovely chairs, and there's all white flowers all around the chairs and stuff. I don't want to tell people what to wear, but I quite like it if people turned up in black. I'm not all about this, wear your sparkly colours and your whatever to someone's funeral. If you want to do it, fine. I don't mind a bit of black. You don't have to full on black, but I think it's nice at a funeral.
I love black.
Yeah, I do too. And I spend my life wearing black most of the time. So I kind of would like that.
Okay, so when those two songs end, are you coming in at that point? And how are you coming in?
So how I'm coming in is to a track by Iron and Wine called The Trapeze Swinger. It's a really beautiful song, but I'm coming into the Trapeze Swinger.
Okay.
Please remember me happily by the rose bush laughing with Bruce.
I have got 6 dogs wheeling me in.
Oh,
right? It's not like
on a cart?
Yeah, on a cart, specially made. I have however many dogs I have. So I don't know, maybe I have all 6. If I don't, the remainder will be made up from Labrador rescuers of San Diego's dogs. They will probably lend us a few that could wheel me in because all our dogs are rescued from Labrador
I'm glad you
rescuers.
have that figured out.
So they're going to wheel me in to the Trapeze Swinger by Iron and Wine.
Fabulous. So out you come.
Out I come.
Are you in a casket or are you wrapped in shrouds? Are you just out for everybody to see?
No, I don't think I'd want everyone to see me.
Okay.
I think I'm in a casket. I don't want it to be too fancy because it costs a lot of money and it's going to get burnt. And we're in the woods. I could be in a wicker basket, I suppose.
Oh, I like that idea.
Maybe I'll be in a wicker basket.
Let's put you in a wicker basket.
Yeah.
A wicker basket. Let's put you in that.
I'll go in a wicker basket.
That feels right. Okay.
So then few people say a few words, but just before the eulogy, I'd like Tom Waits to appear and sing San Diego Serenade.
Never saw the East Coast until I moved to the West. Never saw the moonlight until it shone off of your breast.
Let's see if he's available.
Let's see if he's available. It's one of my favorite songs.
That's a great song.
Of all time. I've loved it for 40 years. I never knew I would marry a San Diego girl. No, has the most beautiful string arrangement. It's absolutely wonderful. That's probably the last of the emotional moving songs. So I would like to read my eulogy, British comedian Peter Kay, who I think is the funniest man in the whole world. And he would lighten the mood because it's been very emotional up until now. I'm hoping everyone will be spent with emotion. We've had a lot of tears, big emotional songs, wheeled in by lots of Labradors, lots of animals everywhere. Now it's time to have a laugh.
You guys are good friends, right?
We are. Yeah, we worked together a long, long time ago. We've worked on many of his projects, Phoenix Nights, a lot of his live shows.
For people in the U.S. who are unfamiliar or not as familiar, he's a very big deal in the UK, very big comedian, well-known, famous, and
the
much
loveliest,
loved.
funniest man.
So this is a pretty big deal. And because he knows you personally, he can bring that extra touch.
Yeah. So he then changes the tone of the funeral, and then it's time for me to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I leave to I've Never Been to Me by Charlene.
I ran out of places and friendly faces because I had to be free. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me.
Oh, I love her voice.
Yeah.
That's pretty campy of you, though.
But you know what? I am camp. I mean, I think if I came back, I'd want to come back as a gay man.
Yeah, that's not a big stretch, actually. As they wheel you out to Charlene and her, like, sugar sweet voice, I'm just trying to picture the wicker basket being wheeled by the Labradors. Is there, like, a photograph of you on top of it? Are there photographs of you in the forest? Like, or is there no visual reference?
I would like, it's a good idea, actually. Thanks. I'm going to add that to my list. I would love photographs around of my friends, my family, my pets, people that I care about, dotted all around the forest.
Okay, perfect. So once you've departed, I'm assuming stage 1 of the funeral is now complete and we move on to stage 2. What is that?
Yeah, stage 2, we walk just over 100 yards to the after party.
The after party. Is this in another part of the forest?
Yeah, it's right next to it.
Like the next clearing over?
This has the very big, even bigger speakers than the one at the actual funeral.
Okay.
I would like to be there in the corner somewhere. I don't want it to be upsetting and disturbing for anyone because there's a dead body there, but I don't want to miss out on this.
No, and you're still in the wicker basket?
I'm still in the wicker basket.
Okay.
I'm covered over. No one can see me.
Are you sure?
So it's okay. It's not disturbing or anything. No, I don't think I want everyone looking at me.
All right, fair enough. You're in the wicker basket.
I'm going to look that great, really. Guess how the party gets kicked off?
A song from Pink.
Pink is there. You got it right.
Really?
Pink is there. She kicks it off with a spectacular aerial show.
Yes, dangling from like a huge elm tree or something?
Yeah, no, tree to tree to tree to tree.
Yeah,
it's like all set up with all of her thing.
She's going to be 98 by then. But knowing Pink, she can probably pull that off.
She'll pull it off.
Okay.
I mean, I think she'll do it.
Great.
So she's going to be flying around doing a nice aerial show. Gets the party started.
There
see what I did there?
I see what you did.
Then the Cocteau twins reform.
Obviously.
And they play a few songs. Then the Spice Girls reform. And they play a few songs. And Adele pops in at the end to sing a couple of songs. Now, I put them in because there's something for everyone.
Yeah, nice. That was thoughtful
something
of
for
you.
everyone. I don't want it to be too out there. I think it's good to, Adele, Pink, Cocteau twins.
Very accessible.
Very accessible.
Yeah. Are people like having a cocktail at this point?
Yes, they're having a cocktail. There's a mixologist there making whatever you would like.
Is that me?
Yeah, no, because you don't want to be working at my funeral. You want to be enjoying the live event.
Okay. I wouldn't mind doing some aerial stuff with Pink.
Yeah. Okay, let's plan for that. That would be great.
Yeah, please.
You could do that curtain thing that looks like a big curtain, when she hangs on
the silk. Yeah, I could do some of that.
I could see you doing that. Very balletic.
I'll get in. I might do a bit of the towel dancing.
Yeah.
103-year-old me. It'll be hot. I love it. I can't wait, actually. I mean, I'm going to miss you, but this sounds like a great party. All right. And then what happens next?
So there'd be like mixologists, several throughout, because I'm hoping there might be a good turnout for the funeral. I hope so.
There will be.
So I think we need several bars in different parts of the forest with a bunch of mixologists. It's a free open bar. Anyone can have any cocktail they want. And they're classy mixologists, so they know how to mix anything up for you. I don't want a buffet because I don't think people want all that breathing all over the food. I'd like some trays going round with pigs in blankets, maybe some little fish and chips, some sliders, a variety of stuff. That would be very tasty.
Classy.
I want a full-on ice cream sundae bar and a big chocolate cake shaped like an urn.
The chocolate cake shaped like an urn is a nice touch.
And then the Smiths reform at the end just to do There Is a Light That Never Goes Out.
And if a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side is such a heavenly way to die.
So again, there's something for everyone. We've got the Smiths and the Cocteaus. We've got Spice Girls. That's for the gays. Spice Girls is really for the gays. And Adele, because I love Adele and she's funny.
Here's a question that I can't believe, especially as a filmmaker, I didn't ask sooner, but what time of day is this?
Well, I think it's 3-4 o'clock.
Okay.
The actual funeral, and then we go into the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've got DJs, Joe Wiley and Sarah Cox from Radio 2, who would do a fantastic... I mean, Joe Wiley has amazing taste. Not that Sarah Cox doesn't, but Joe Wiley's known for her music taste. So I'd quite like them to DJ. Sarah Cox brings a bit of fun to the party, and Joe Wiley spins some cool tunes.
Okay. Are people dancing? Are people...
Lots of dancing.
Okay.
I mean, there's lots of dancing. And then I get wheeled off to be burnt to Jump Into the Fire by Harry Nilsson.
You can swim the sea. You can jump into the fire. But you never be free. You can shake up. Or I can bring you down.
That's quite a banger. Now, is there like a pyre set up in one of the clearings? So you're burned. It's not like they're going to take you in a hearse to a crematorium somewhere. No. We're going to have like a bonfire.
Yeah, like Burning Man.
Yeah, like Burning Man.
Yeah.
In the wicker basket.
In the wicker basket,
right.
Like Burning Man, with Jump Into the Fire playing.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, I know. I'm gutted I'm not really going to be there, because I think this is going to be an amazing party.
I know.
It's going to be fantastic.
So what kind of music are these DJs playing? Is it just sort of all over the place?
All over the place. Probably lots of 80s, 90s. I'd love everyone to bring a song that reminds them of me or something they absolutely love that the DJs can play.
Oh, that's a good idea. So once the fire dies down, I assume someone's going to collect your ashes. Are they going to get stored in some kind of container? Are they going to get scattered someplace? Now what happens?
So I'd love all my ashes to be put into a boxed set of vinyl with all of the songs from my funeral and all of the songs that people brought to the funeral that the DJs played. And then whoever wants a copy of that can have a copy of it.
Oh, that's intense.
Yeah. I think it's nice. And they could stick it on and then I'm in the vinyl as it's spinning around.
Is that something that people do? Have you heard of that?
You can put them in vinyl. You can put your ashes in vinyl. Oh. I'm definitely doing that. Probably most of what's in my funeral isn't going to happen in real life, but that is one
really
thing that will definitely happen in real life.
I love it. So, last question. How do you want to be remembered, Liz?
I think I want to be remembered as someone with good music taste, good hair, and good shoes.
I feel like check. I mean, unless something goes wildly wrong in the next 60 years... I think you're there.
I'd like people to come visit wherever my resting place is and come and play me new music, because I'll be completely out of touch and I won't know what's happening.
I mean, on the other hand, Liz, it could be that you're not out of touch at all, that wherever you end up after you go to the other side of the veil, you might be sharing all kinds of music with us that we've never even heard of or dreamed of or thought of.
I mean, I could be channeling something into the air, couldn't I?
People all over the globe might be getting musical inspirations they never knew where they were coming from, and it's you.
I would love that. Wouldn't that be the best?
See, to me, that seems more likely than dead Liz needing to hear the new music that's coming out on Earth.
Okay.
I think it's like transcendent Liz delivering musical inspiration from the great beyond.
I would love that, because then I'd still be involved in music.
I think you're going to still be music supervising from the other side.
You think?
Yeah. So, Liz, it is such a treat to be here in your oasis of a San Diego home. And it's kind of a treat to not be doing the cocktail this time, but to have you be serving up a cocktail. This thing is beautiful. What is it?
Well, it is called the TRAPEZE SWINGER.
Ha!
It is based on an East Side.
Okay.
So let's taste it and then I'll tell you what's in it.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, yes.
It is very refreshing.
Ooh,
it is one
balanced.
of my go-to cocktails.
I can see why.
Yeah. It seems to always be a hit at a bit of a soiree and people just tonk it down very quickly.
I can see tonking these down quickly. It's very
vodka.
Smooth and balanced.
It's very summery. So this I thought would be a perfect accompaniment to the weather. I mean, it's vodka, lime juice, muddled cucumber, and hand-clapped mint. Simple syrup, very simple, not a lot of ingredients, none of your fancy schmancy things that you have. Everyone would have this probably on their bar.
You know, I think that the muddled cucumber and the fresh mint gives it a foresty, like a summer forest flavor that very much goes with your funeral concept.
Yes.
I think when I come to your funeral, once I get down off of the treetops with pink from my aerial routine, I'm going to order one of these.
You know what? Maybe I'll make this the signature cocktail.
That would be nice. The mixologist could batch make a bunch of them.
Yeah, and so everyone wouldn't have to wait for ages.
Yeah.
We could have that as a signature. A couple of others too, and then you could have whatever you want. But I think you could toast to me going on the funeral pyre to this.
I'll be
Harry Nilsson.
standing by the roaring flames.
Yes.
Smelling your charred flesh and drinking this.
So this week, it's your favorite thing. Tell us about it.
You know, this time of year, I start to get my cozy on pretty hard.
Me too.
Those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, the days are getting real short now. And I like to light up candles and I like to light up incense. And I have a twofer here. This has been really good for me. One, these candles called lucid candles, which are real flame candles, but instead of burning all the wax and paraffin and whatnot, there's just a real clean wick in a candle-looking container. So it, for all intents and purposes, looks like a pillar candle or a taper candle, but it is a wick in clean burning oil. So you have a real candle without all the pollutants and without all the waste of a wax candle. So I've been lighting those all over my house. And I've been lighting incense. Now, I always love incense, but this time of year I pivot to sort of a fall-winter scent bouquet. And I've discovered this brand of incense called Sea Witch Botanicals, which are handmade, hand-dipped by a small woman-owned company. And it's all essential oils, no chemicals, no fragrances, no perfumes, very clean burning. She makes these fragrances for the various seasons of the wheel of the year. Okay. So there's a couple of really beautiful fall fragrances, and she makes one especially for Halloween that has like a lot of clove and cinnamon and sandalwood in it, and they are absolutely delicious. I hope our treasured listeners of this podcast know we are not receiving money for these products that we shamelessly endorse. These are truly just what we are into right now. So, you know, I didn't get any money for saying this about these products. I just like them.
Can I ask, do you sell them in the King's Roost? Because your husband has an amazing store in LA called the King's Roost where he does classes and things, but he makes soap and he makes candles. Doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. My husband does make very clean candles. They're all soy. There's no palm oil. There's no paraffin or anything like that. And so we do also burn a lot of his candles, and he uses essential oils to scent them, and they're lovely. But there is something really easy and nice about these liquid oil lamp candles. Yeah.
Well, that's a lovely thing.
They come in all kinds of colors. They make holiday ones that are like have holly on them or have Christmas trees on them or menorahs on them. I mean, they're really...
Oh, I love a nice smell, though.
You can also add essential oil to the lamp oil if you want it to burn some fragrance.
Oh, yes, I like that. I like a nice smell this time of year.
I do, too.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. Love it.
Yeah, enjoy, everyone. Get cozy.
Okay, Trish, it's tarot time. We're in San Diego. What you got for us this week?
Well, now that we're well into the witchy season of the year and we're approaching Day of the Dead and all of that, I think that we should pull a card that is a message from our friends and loved ones beyond the veil.
Okay.
So, pick a card.
Okay, here you go. What have I got?
We got the Two of Pentacles. Boy, we get a lot of
twos.
We keep getting twos. Now, we got the Two of Pentacles a few weeks back. So as we approach the election here in the United States, I feel like this card is recognizing both how divided we are as a collective, but also the choice that we all have to make. The choice whether to vote or not, who to vote for. Twos are often about choices in general. And in this case, there's a choice to be made. Who do we want to be our leaders? And also, where do we want to go as a country? And do we all agree on that? Clearly, we don't. So, yeah, there's a lot of sort of division and decision-making going on in this card.
Right.
We have more in common as a group than we do reasons to feel separate, and that we need to sort of keep our balance right now. And we need to accept how uncomfortable it can feel to not be exactly the same as somebody else, and accept how wildly irritating it can be when somebody plays the game a little differently than you do. But being uncomfortable isn't the end of the world. Let's just try to keep our feet on the ground, and let's just try to keep the spinning balls in the air, and let's just try to be understanding of each other's differences and be mindful of the ways that our own personality can feel split on different days. I'm really seeing right now this card as being about divisions and splits.
Okay, very timely.
How that makes things challenging. Yeah, I think maybe our friends from beyond the grave know.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, good luck everyone out there. So Liz, tell us about this week's record of the week.
This week's record of the week is another French one. We had one a while ago. It's by Jacques Hendricks, no relation to Jimmy.
Is this another vintage track?
It is. Ooh. It's called Top Signal 2. So Jacques Hendricks was making music from the late 50s in France, mainly orchestral music for classic dances of the post-war period.
Ooh.
Then in the 60s, he branched out on his own, and he'd worked a lot with vocal groups like the Swingle Singers. I love a bit of the Swingle Singers. When I used to have a cocktail party back in the day, we always stuck the Swingle Singers on. And he made a short series of wordless albums with vocals, but with a lot more of a sort of pop sensibility. So this track has a great groove and is from the album Holiday for Voices. And it's a lost album from 1971. It's just been released by Trunk Records in the UK. Apparently, there were only 10 copies in existence before this release.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you couldn't find this album anywhere. It's a really interesting record. It's quite unusual, has a very 60s pop sensibility. Not like the Swingle Singers, but you'll certainly get the reference.
Okay. And why do you think they only made 10? Was that
No, they didn't make 10 before this was re-released.
Only 10 left.
Only 10 left in the world that anyone could find. Nobody could find a copy of this.
Okay, so it had become a rarity.
A real rarity.
Wow.
Now you can get it. It's up on Spotify.
Great.
So you can listen to it as much as you like. I want to thank Scott Fair at Woodwork Music for giving us approval to use it.
Thanks, Scott Fair at Woodwork Music. I cannot wait to listen. And if you, dear listeners, have an idea for a record of the week or anything else, favorite things, topics for discussion, questions for the tarot, please shoot us an email at hello@onqpodcast.com or send us a voice memo or hit our DMs on Instagram. I don't know what you kids do.
And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Right on cue.
Do 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 do
On Cue is produced and edited by Kathleen Gallacher.